It is her approach to her live performances that has music lovers sitting up and paying attention. Well, in addition to her EP titled The One, which she released last year. In the 18-minute body of work, the singer and songwriter touches on emotional issues, with one of the songs there describing a woman reflecting on the one that got away. Well, her name is Melo B Jones. The Boom Baptist will headline the Basha Uhuru Freedom Festival, which runs from the 25th of October to the 29th at Constitution Hill, and she joins us in studio to tell us more about her musical journey and performing at Basha Uhuru. Good morning, welcome to Morning Live.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good, thank you. Take us back to where it all started for you, musically, and this relationship with music. Where did it all start for you?
I think I've always just had music in my blood. It's something that I've loved my whole life. It's always really hard to answer that question where it started, because I think music is, even you look at little babies and it's something that they gravitate to, you know, whether they follow it or not as a career. So I think that's where it all started for me, yeah.
But at what point did you say, no, I can take this seriously, you know, make a career out of this? You know, some musicians, you speak to them and then they do something else on the side before finally, you know, seeing the light. What for you said, no, this is where I'm going?
I think just knowing how good I feel when I do it, it sort of forced itself upon me in its own way. I also went to university, I studied management studies, you know, so I also just wanted to have a solid backing for myself. But yeah, I've been pursuing it full time for the past 6 years or so. So yeah, that's when I knew that, okay, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah. How would you describe your sound? I'm trying to pin it down, but I failed. How would you describe it?
So I think something that I describe as boom bap soul. So what it is, it's a lot of looping, a lot of bass-driven hip hop sort of instrumentals, but then with the soul twist on them. So that's why it's called boom bap soul.
How did you get there?
I think just from my own influences and really realizing that, okay, the kind of music that I make can sort of be channeled into one idea, and it's the easiest way to explain it, you know, because obviously a lot of people want you to be either R&B or either soul or whatever. So I think that particular way of describing it is actually pretty good in terms of everything that I do. Yeah.
And at what point were you then saying, this is where I'm going, I'm not going to allow people to put me in a box, and this is the dream of where the sound needs to go?
Sure, I think that's something that you only get over time, I think, as an artist, because when we all start, well, at least for myself, we imitate a lot, you know, so then you try to get sounds from different influences and different places, and then you realize what kind of sound you make. So I think that only comes from experimenting and being willing to sort of collaborate with different sort of producers and artists, and then putting that together.
What for you is it about performing live that makes you come alive?
I think crowd response. I really love connecting with people, and being able to do it live with a live crowd is something that's so special, because I know that we don't really, especially since the coronavirus situation, we don't really get to perform live that much. So when we do, it's such a treat, and it's so nice to see people lighten up and actually listen and be willing to hear a new artist. You know?
Let's talk about your EP, The One. Was released last year. Tell us a little bit about that.
So The One is actually an EP that I put together from a collection of music that I've been making over the years. I worked with some producers, some really dope local producers, KB, as well as Tukudu. They're incredible producers, and yeah, they did most of the songs on that EP.
What songs are on this EP?
So it's titled The One. So the title track is called The One, and it's about the one that got away. So it's a whole concept of, you know, that love that slips out of your hands, you know. So I think when I generally write, I take from different places, from movies, from stories I hear from friends and family, and I also just bring it together and make a collection of music that way.
And the other songs, because this EP is only about 18 minutes.
Yes. So the other ones is E-Vibe, which is just about, you know, don't kill my vibe, you know, when we're out in public, you know, come on, just think about it, we came to party, you know, so that's sort of the theme of that. Then there's a song called Dala, which is basically Dala what you must, which is like a colloquialism that I think a lot of us know, which means you gotta do what you gotta do, you know. And then there's a track called Monate, which features a young artist from Maftown called Streets. He does a rap on that. And then finally Here, which I performed earlier today. Yeah.
Okay, so you're performing at Basha Uhuru. Tell us a little bit about that.
I'm so excited. So it's actually my second time performing at Basha Uhuru. And there are incredible artists on the lineup. But one thing I really love is that they also let upcoming artists shine, you know? So it's really cool. I mean, it's going to be at Constitution Hill, which is one of my favorite venues in Joburg. And yeah, please, everyone must come through. It's going to be amazing.
What's been the process of curating music for that? What can we look forward to?
So when I perform live, I use a live looping system, which is basically like recording and playing back in real time. So I use a lot of that in my live performances. If you want reference, you can find it on my social media, but otherwise come to the show and you'll see.
Tell us about what day are you on, what time, you know, have people started buying tickets?
So the final big night or day into night event is going to be on the 29th. So that's where all of us will be performing, from Blackie to Fifla, it's all of their Big Zulu, Saki. It's going to be incredible.
What else is on your to-do list, you know, from here going? I mean, we're heading into the festive season. Busy time for artists. The country is open.
So I'm really looking forward to a lot of festivals that are going to be happening, especially from spring into summer. That's when we really come alive as a country. So I'm also open to booking. So anybody can also hit me up on my social media and we can take it from there.
All right. Melo B Jones, tell us about the song that you're going to perform for us before we say goodbye.
I'm going to perform Monate. And I'm actually going to be doing the raps a little bit, so you'll hear it.
Versatile. I like that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Melo B is a singer, Melo B Jones rather, singer-songwriter. She will headline the Basha Uhuru Freedom Festival, which runs from the 25th to the 29th of October at Constitution Hill. The Boom Baptist released her EP titled The One last year and will perform another song for us before we say goodbye to our SABC2 viewers.